From WEAU TV Eau Claire, this is NewsCenter 13 at noon. Your first choice for news, weather, and sports.
And since the 104th Congress has adjourned, one Wisconsin senator isn't up for re-election yet, but he is touring the state. Senator Russ Feingold joins us now from our newsroom. Thanks for being with us today.
Good to be here.
First of all, the 104th Congress wrapped up last week, and it consisted of 2 government shutdowns throughout the year. And I guess, did Congress learn anything from that, and what can be expected?
Oh, I think we learned a real lesson. Of course, I was always opposed to the shutdowns. They occurred in the first year in the 104th Congress, and I think everyone knew that the American public was not going to tolerate another shutdown. So we actually got our fiscal work done for the first time in many years on time and got out. And I think the American people were relieved to see this 104th Congress end.
And what do you think the biggest accomplishment was then?
Well, to me, some of the greatest accomplishments were passing a ban for members of Congress of getting gifts and having a lobbying disclosure law. We need campaign finance reform, but those are important steps in the right direction. I think it was good that we passed a line item veto for the president, and I think it was good that we stopped the problem of possibly having huge tax cuts that could have destroyed the progress that we've made on deficit reduction. So there were many bad things, but those were some of the good things.
The makeup of the 105th Congress isn't determined yet, but what type of a workload do you expect next year?
Well, it all depends on what happens. If we end up having a very split government, I think it's going to be a little confusing, and I'm not sure whether we're going to get anything done unless we work on a bipartisan basis. So my view is, no matter who wins the election, we have to focus on bipartisan campaign finance reform, bipartisan deficit reduction, bipartisan changes in the Superfund law, or we're just not going to get anywhere. I think the people are tired of that kind of gridlock as well.
Okay, you're not up for re-election yet, but do you plan on helping out your party by doing some campaigning this fall yet?
Well, I'm doing a ton of it. I'm doing about 35 different events around the state in October for candidates, such as our candidate in the 3rd Congressional District, Ron Kind, and then I'm going all over the state in the state Senate races and the Assembly races. It's a very important election, and I feel very strongly that we need a new direction than we had in the 104th Congress. So I'll be all over, as I have been the last few days.
Okay, well, thanks for being
Thank
with
you.
us today. Customers and employees at a local country kitchen restaurant were forced to evacuate after a bomb scare last night. An object resembling a pipe bomb was found inside the restaurant on the corner of Fairfax Street and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire shortly after 9 last night. A country kitchen employee took the pipe outside where the Fort McCoy bomb squad breached the object. Eau Claire officials say the object did not contain explosives. Officials say the restaurant was shut down for about 3 hours. 2 men sought in the rapes of 2 college students in Minneapolis are appearing in Eau Claire County Court today. 20-year-old Antonio Burton and 20-year-old Puissance Anderson, both of St. Paul, appeared in court. The men were spotted early yesterday morning on I-94 in Eau Claire County in a car stolen from one of the victims. A high-speed chase ensued and the stolen car collided with a truck at the Osseo exit. The men were sought after the rapes of 2 students at the University of Minnesota on Tuesday. We'll have more on this at 5 and 6. This is one bold burglar. An intruder at a house in the Milwaukee area helped himself to some cheese and leftover chicken and offered lunch meat to the resident pit bull while he ripped off the homeowner. And if that isn't enough, the burglar then woke the snoozing homeowner for help, jump-starting his stalled van. Muskego police arrested the 39-year-old Franklin man yesterday. Less than a block from the house, he had the homeowner's car keys and jumper cables. Teachers in the Middleton School District near Madison have decided not to cancel classroom readings about homosexuality. Parents say the curriculum encourages acceptance of gay and lesbian lifestyles, but a committee headed by Assistant Superintendent Johanna Kaufman plans to continue with the literature. Dodge County authorities are considering charges against a prison inmate concerning what they call an attempt to kill another convict. The victim was found hanging in his cell September 12th at Dodge Correctional Institution. It was originally called an attempted suicide, but officials are now thinking about charges against his cellmate. Well, up next, Jim Riggs is in with a look at the forecast, and a Massachusetts man dedicated 26 years of his life to building a boat out of cement. We'll have that story up later on NewsCenter 13 at noon.
Closed captioning of NewsCenter 13 is brought to you in part by First Federal Bank of Eau Claire.
Hello, I'm Lee Marquardt. If you're planning to buy a used car, it's likely that you have a certain make and model in mind, and you'll shop around until you find it. Well, before you start driving around, call us at any of the Marquardt dealerships. We may have just the car you're looking for at just the price to suit you. And we sell our used cars with every bit as much pride as our new ones. See for yourself at Marquardt in Chippewa Falls, Eau Claire, and on Highway 53 between Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls.
Shop Farm and Fleet during our Workin' Sport savings sale. And right now, save on Workin' Sport jeans, footwear, flannel, and more. Workin' Sport is available exclusively at Farm and Fleet. Farm and Fleet has Big Ben work shirts priced $9.99. Denim dungarees start at $11.99. Work jeans are also on sale. Get ready for the goblins. Stock up today with assorted Hershey snack-sized candies. Your choice at $1.99.
Find value. Farm and Fleet.
Twin, full, queen, king. Every Simmons mattress set is on sale at Slumberland. Our entire Simmons collection. Everything from basic to ultra premium. Like our Simmons any size, one low price set in twin, full, queen, or king. Any size, just $68 each piece. Want it firmer? Any size, just $98. Or, for this event only, get a queen size Simmons Beauty Rest set, the famous bowling ball mattress, for an astounding $298. Incredible! Don't miss the Simmons blowout sale going on now, only at Slumberland.
Well, earlier today, there was a cloud just hanging over the city.
We saw little bands of clouds move through this morning. They're starting to burn off pretty good right now. In fact, we've got mostly sunny skies out there now. I think, that's going to be the norm for the next couple of days. The airport is reporting just scattered clouds. Temperature's 42 now. Relative humidity 58%. Winds are out of the northeast at 8. The barometer is 30-37, continues to rise. And normally we'd see a high temperature today of 61, normal low would be 39. The normals are starting to drop, folks. The record high 88 set in 1928, and the record low 23 set in 1906. Sunset will be at 6:31. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 7:16. We do have some pretty nice temperatures out there, kind of cool, but not bad. 43 degrees in La Crosse, 41 in Eau Claire, and 39 degrees at Minneapolis, 37 in St. Cloud. So a little bit cool for this time of year. Satellite-wise, we've got some clouds over the state of Wisconsin. They're thin, don't really amount to much, but mostly clear skies over Minnesota, back into the Dakotas. A little band of clouds up to the north, but there's more out to the northwest. Those will be affecting us probably about Saturday. Radar, we do have some scattered showers out there to the east, moving away. They're the ones that moved through here yesterday and last night. Or not last night, but the night before last. And they're all well to the east now. We'll just look for some sunshine over the next couple of days. Actually, the weather looks pretty good with a nice little warm-up in store for us for tomorrow. We do have a high-pressure system to our north and to our southwest, and that's giving us kind of a variable wind. I look for some variable winds, nothing really to warm us up too much, so highs today probably just in the low 50s. Partly cloudy skies in store for us today, and with some southwest winds setting up tonight, don't think we'll see temperatures all that cold, probably some low to mid 30s around here. And then by tomorrow, well, these are highs today. I don't know where they are, but highs tomorrow should be quite a bit warmer with some southwest winds coming up from that high pressure system to our south. I think we'll see partly cloudy skies and temperatures warmer than today, probably 60 or maybe even some low 60s for tomorrow. Well, we can handle that. By Saturday, here comes a cold front. This cold front and associated trough will be giving us a pretty good chance for some scattered showers on Saturday. For today, we'll go with partly to mostly sunny, highs 50 to 55, variable winds about 5 to 10. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows 30 to 35. Winds will be out of the southwest 5 to 10. That'll keep the temperature from getting down too low. And then for tomorrow, just sunny to partly cloudy, highs 58 to 62. That's due to some sun and winds out of the southwest 15 to 25. And in the 3-day forecast, we'll go with some showers on Saturday and then partly cloudy both Sunday and Monday with temperatures 60s on Saturday, 50s on Sunday, and near 50 on Monday. And temperature overnight lows, not too bad. The coldest night would be Monday night.
Wow, it's just making me shiver just thinking about it.
Don't you just love it?
No. Thanks a lot, Jim.
Okay, sure.
Retail food prices continue to climb, that according to a recent market basket survey by the Wisconsin Farm Bureau. The statewide retail food price survey of 40 food items increased 39 cents from $63.80 in August to $64.19 in September. The main reason behind the increase is dairy prices. A gallon of whole milk increased 6 cents and a pound of cheddar cheese jumped 12 cents in September. Beef prices were up 2%, but consumers got a break on chicken. In Eau Claire, the average price went up $1.46 last month. Farmers in some areas of Wisconsin say there may be a shortage of pumpkins for Halloween. This could mean higher prices for jack-o'-lanterns. The possibility of a small harvest is blamed on this year's cool, wet weather during the growing season. John Gerard, who grows and sells pumpkins in the Green Bay area, says there's now a risk of an autumn freeze damaging the pumpkins that are still in the field. A Green Bay dairy processor is expanding. Schreiber Foods says it will expand and modernize its cheese processing and packaging plants in Green Bay and Wisconsin Rapids. The company will invest $27 million and will create about 90 jobs. Schreiber Foods manufactures, processes, markets, and packages cheese, bacon products, and prepared entrees to the service and retail markets. Soybean futures prices were lower on the Chicago Board of Trade today. The slump came amid disappointment over an Ag Department report that showed lower than expected export sales. Here's a look now at market activity. In the equity market, cows are steady, 30 to 34, topping at 38.75. Bulls steady, 36 to 38, topping at 39.25. Replacement bull calves steady, 60 to 70, topping at 80. Heifer calves steady, 75 to $1, topping at 185. In the South St. Paul market, cows steady, 33 to 38. Bulls steady, 32 to 40. Choice steers steady, 67 to 71. Heifers steady, 65 to 70 and a half. Holsteins steady to $1 higher, 60 to 68. Hogs are steady, 58 and a half. Sows $2 lower, 46 and a half to 57. Boars steady at 44, and sheep are steady, 80 to 84. In the grain markets, Minneapolis corn $2.90 3/4, oats no quote, beans $7.23 1/4. Chicago Board of Trade corn $2.91 3/4, down 2. Oats $1.78 1/4, down 4. Soybeans $7.32 1/2, down 5 3/4. And Northwest Country, Wisconsin corn $2.66 to $2.84. Oats $1.55 to $2. Soybeans $6.98 to $7. And we'll be back with much more after this. Stay with us.
You know, just because a meat label says it's stew doesn't mean it's stew. It can be a lot of things. Well, it's interchangeable. See?
Next on Day and Date, focus on emotion.
Hey, Day and Date!
Focus on the personal.
Dana, I really love you.
Focus on entertainment.
Welcome to Day and Date.
I like it here.
Focus on the stories you want to see.
It is kind of cute, huh?
Focus on the positive.
I watched that show. I love it.
Focus on success.
We bring your world into focus.
Weekdays at 2:30 p.m. only on TV 13.
25 years in development, 150,000 pages of research. Introducing low and no-fat Olean snacks. Great taste like regular potato chips, but no fat and half the calories. Olean is one of the most thoroughly tested food ingredients ever approved. 1 million servings sold. Olean potato chips instead of regular chips. Lower fat in your diet, half the calories. And limiting fat is recommended by doctors and health experts. Fat-free Olean potato chips, tested and approved by people like you.
In Wisconsin, there are days of sunshine, days filled with peace. There are days that offer the reward of accomplishment, the joy of work, the promise of rest and relaxation. Life gives everyone good times, but along with the good times, there comes a time for choices, very important choices. Marshfield Cancer Center, Wisconsin's choice, more than 300 times a day.
You've got to see it, the all-new Mason's Furniture Outlet now. All furniture and accessories, more variety, more brands, more styles, and even lower prices. To welcome everyone to the new Mason's, everything in the store is on sale for the entire month of October. Glider rockers, only $129.95. Solid oak rockers, only $89.95. 5-piece solid oak dining sets, only $599.95. Mason's guarantees to beat any retail furniture price within 300 miles on quality furniture. Low prices. We're born at Mason's and raised elsewhere.
Some market meats are ground up, some are pre-sliced, others are labeled for stew. Well, what's the best bargain? Mr. Food shows us how to get the most meat for our money without stewing over it.
When we shop the meat counter at the market, we many times wonder what type of meat we should buy for what we want to do with it. You know, what's good for grilling or pot roast or broiling or whatever. Sometimes it's marked with a cooking suggestion, and sometimes we ask the butcher, and that's fine, super. But sometimes we can be a little creative and make ourselves real bargain heroes. Like, we've been talking about the great prices right now on chunks of beef, right? Well, first, chuck is great for pot roast with bone-in or boneless. But if it's reasonable enough, we can cut it up into chunks for stew, possibly for less than they were selling already chunked up stew beef. And let's say that stew beef is a real bargain sale. We can have the butcher grind it for us, and that can possibly be less costly than already ground beef. Or have them grind the chuck itself. I mean, actually, all it is looking at the price of each of those and comparing. Oh, when it's ground beef, it doesn't have to be only for hamburgers. It can be a roast called meatloaf. Well, that's what it is, ground beef roasted. It can be Salisbury steak. It can be shish kebab by simply pressing it onto skewers and then grilling them or broiling them like our regular ones. Nice for a change, and a bargain besides. In chili or sloppy joes or as meatballs, whatever. It's quality at the best price. Plus, the best price might be on rounds of beef, which are very lean with no waste. So don't only look at chucks. I mean, any cut might be the on-sale hero maker. All it takes is a fast look, a little creativity, which gets a real bargain and a lot of, ooh, it's so good. Pick and Save in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and Black River Falls is proud to be the official Mr. Food sponsor.
Will a cement boat float? A Massachusetts man finds out as he launches a cement boat that took him a quarter of a century to build. NBC's Ron Sanders tells us about the ship as it prepares to set sail.
Calls it the magic boat because it touches them inside.
Larry Mahan's dream boat was but a dream 26 years ago. That's when the auto mechanic anchored his dream in a concrete idea and became a shipbuilder. He built the boat out of Faro cement reinforced with iron rods, in his backyard in his spare time.
To realize that somebody spent half their life building something, yet still maintained a family life and did everything else that every other family does, they just wonder how it's possible to do it.
26 years to build it. Some people aren't married 26 years.
The Lorinda, named for Mahan's children, Larry and Linda, is a 65-foot replica of a Boston-based coastal schooner built in 1767. Nearly 1,000 people volunteered their time to work on the boat. Like the woman who carved these dolphins. She'd never carved anything before in her life.
And she showed up, and here's this hidden talent that just exploded right in front of me. You see Oliver Southwood, our frog figurehead, she carved that right in the backyard.
Did you volunteer to paint it?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get paid for your work?
Oh, no. No.
The 57-ton concrete boat was built largely with recycled materials, including yellow pine salvaged from torn-down Boston factories and a 1928 Wolverine diesel engine. A former Army engineer climbed aboard to look the boat over.
I love it. I've fooled around with boat building, so I know what it's all about. It's just fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. Amazing.
The thing I like the most is the love of the people that this has created.
How far will she take you?
Well, imagination is the distant thing. You can go as far as you want.
Larry Mahan hopes the Lorinda lasts long enough so that his great-grandchildren will be able to derive an income or pleasure from the boat, but he also hopes what he calls the magic feeling will last forever.
We'll take a look at the latest sports news after this. Stay with us.
A new gated community is opening on Lake Wissota. Tonight on NewsCenter 13 at 6, we'll tour the new Larson's Landing. We'll look at the positives and negatives of living in a gated community and hear reaction from the community about this. Well, that story and more tonight on NewsCenter 13 at 6.
This is my son, Jonathan. The day Johnny was born, he already owed over $19,000, his share of the national debt. It's time we balance the budget while taking care of our own. I have a specific plan that cuts the budget deficit while protecting education, Medicare, and our environment. If we're going to take care of our own, we've got to start by getting Washington's house in order.
Super strong, ultralight titanium is the metal of choice for high-tech aircraft. And at Vision World, titanium is the metal of choice for the finest in eyewear. strong, ultra-light, and very fashionable. Kyoto, Seiko, Marchand, Gant. No one has a larger selection of titanium frames or lower prices than Vision World. And during our Fly with Titanium sale, you'll receive 500 Northwest World Perks miles with any titanium purchase. Vision World.
Here's Maury the Grizz Taylor, President and CEO of Titan.
To achieve your goals, you must maintain focus, even when faced with major distractions. That's why Titan concentrates on farm tires, made by proud Americans. Built tough to meet the demands of the hardest, most productive workers in the world, the American farmer. We could get distracted, but the Grizz makes his goal.
Titan, we're in your field to stay.
Experience leather. Experience classics. The 50% off sale starts Saturday, October 12th at Classics Furniture Design Studio, Otter Point Plaza, Eau Claire.
In sports, the exhibition season kicks off tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks, and fans will want to keep a watch on the point guard position. Sherman Douglas is expected to start at point guard. Coach Chris Ford says Elliot Perry will be prominent on the substitution list. Second-round draft choice Moochie Norris is also bidding for work at point guard. The Bucks face the Minnesota Timberwolves in Moline, Illinois. In baseball, the American League Championship Series got off to an exciting start with the help of a 12-year-old fan. Mark Barger has details in the Sports Wrap.
The Yankees got an assist in Game 1 of the ALCS last night. 12-year-old Jeff Mayer snatched this fly ball off the bat of New York's Derek Jeter. It kept Orioles outfielder Tony Tarasco from making the catch, and umpire Rich Garcia ruled the hit a home run that tied the game at 4 in the 8th. Then, in the 11th, New York's Bernie Williams belted another pitch into the seats, and the Yankees came away with a 5-4 victory. But afterwards, everyone was talking about that young fan.
So when you dropped the glove tonight and had a front row seat, did you have the intention of grabbing anything that came close to the wall?
I wanted to get a ball back. I saw the fan reach out. I didn't see the fan did not reach down. He reached out, which in my judgment, he did not interfere with the guy catching the ball.
And then I just watched the replay, and the kid clearly reaches over the fence. Not just reaches out, he reaches down, out over the fence to catch the ball. So, you know, like I said before, to me it was a magic trick because the ball just disappeared out of midair.
Meanwhile, no controversy in Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. Just great pitching by Atlanta's John Smoltz. He held St. Louis to 5 hits over 8 innings, and Javi Lopez supplied a tie-breaking 2-run single in the 8th that lifted the Braves to a 4-2 victory. Big trade in hockey. Detroit dealt Keith Primo, Paul Coffey, and a 1997 first-round draft pick yesterday to Hartford for Brendan Shanahan and defenseman Brian Glenn. Shanahan led the Whalers in scoring last season, but had won it out of Hartford. He was in uniform for Detroit last night just hours after the deal. They hosted Edmonton, and as you can see here, Shanahan received a warm welcome from the Oilers' Greg DeVries. Shanahan did not score in his Detroit debut, but Vyacheslav Kozlov did. And the Red Wings won their home opener 2-0 over the Oilers. Around the league, the Islanders and Senators fought to a tie, and Mark Recchi scored twice in Montreal's win over the Kings. Again, Detroit won in a shutout, and the Anaheim Mighty Ducks beat Chicago by that same count. Grant Fuhr had 31 saves in St. Louis's win, and Buffalo edged Vancouver 2-1. That's the Sports Wrap. I'm Mark Barger, NBC News.
Imagine it's 11 p.m. and you know where your kids are, at home. President Clinton supports curfews so children are home and safe, school uniforms to instill discipline, ban cigarette ads aimed at our children, require teenage mothers to stay in school or lose welfare. Dole and Gingrich tried to slash school anti-drug programs. They'd take us back. President Clinton is moving forward, helping parents teach our children responsibility, protecting our values.
Ray Scott for Miller Medical American Home Patient. We rank #1 in respiratory care. My team will perform these health checks for you. Pulse oximetry, blood pressure, heart rate, respiration, breath sounds, peak flows, and monitor patient compliance. All done at no charge and on a regular basis. Choose the respiratory pros at Miller Medical American Home Patient. We care.
He had a good-paying job before most kids his age learned to drive. Volunteered to fight in Vietnam. Came back to marry, raise a family, and start a business. For 30 years, Tom Sikora has met payrolls, balanced budgets, created jobs, real-world experience. Now, Tom Sikora is running to represent all of us in the State Assembly. Tom Sikora, independent, effective, what we need in Madison.
On the next Dr. Quinn.
I don't know that I'm suited to all this, and I've always been on my own.
You're the one that believes folks can change.
Searching for answers to troubled feelings.
Sully wants to touch and kiss. You've never been with a man.
Leaves Dr. Quinn with questions of betrayal.
You were alone with Sully in your room.
Michaela, you got it all wrong.
What am I supposed to think?
You're supposed to trust me.
On the next Dr. Quinn.
Today at 9 a.m., only on TV 13.
Game 2 of the American League playoffs gets underway on NBC this afternoon. The Yankees-Orioles game begins at 2:00 p.m. NewsCenter 13 at 5 may run a little later than usual this evening or may not be seen at all, depending on the length of the baseball game. That does it for us at noon, everyone. We hope you have a great day.